In this movie, we'll create the SlideShowView class, which will extend the View class to add specific functionality for our application. Before we write the SlideShowView class, I want to direct your attention to the setup of this FLA file. On the stage, there's a big white rectangle that is an instance of a movie clip called Main Content. In the Properties panel, when the movie clip is selected, you can see that the instance name is container_MC. So this is going to be the container for all of the view's content. I'm going to double click the container, and inside of there's only one shape. It's a drawing object, and we're going to look at how to work with this later on. So if you don't have the exercise files, just create a movie clip, give it an instance name of container_MC, and put a big white rectangle inside of it. We'll go over to SlideShowView, and you'll see that it's a blank class, and it's inside of the MVC package with our other model view controller classes. So define that it's inside of the MVC package, some curly braces there, and create the public class SlideShowView. It's going to extend the view, and to get a little bit more space here, I'll just minimize the properties panel and the timeline. Some curly braces below that. Define the constructor, public function SlideShowView. Now we'll import the classes that we're going to be using in this file. We're going to be using a lot of display classes. The bitmap class, the bitmap data class, the loader class, the shape class, and the sprite class. So what I'm going to do to save some time is I'm going to import flash.display.asterisk, and that's just going to import all the display classes. Next, I'm going to use the event class, so I'm going to import flash.events.event. Next, I'll import the URL request class, so import flash.net.url request. And last, I'm going to import the tweenlight class. So, if you're following along, make sure that you have the GS folder for tweenlight inside of the same folder as your FLA file, or at least in your class path. So import gs.tweenlight. We're going to be using tweenlight to fade in and fade out images in the slideshow. In the constructor method, we're going to receive one parameter. Above the constructor method, I'm going to create one public property called container. This is going to represent the container for all of the content that's going to be displayed. So in our FLA file, we saw that the container element was that container_MC movie clip. So I'm going to create a public property called container, data type it to a sprite. Valid data is anything that extends the sprite class, which movie clip works for. And then we have the public method SlideShowView, which is the constructor. In there, we'll receive a parameter called C, which will also be a sprite, and we'll set container equal to C. So basically, when we create a new instance of the slideshow class, when we create a new instance of the SlideShowView class, we pass in the container object, and it's held in that public property. And then we're going to set the property of its button mode equal to true. So container.buttonMode equals true. When you set an object's button mode equal to true, you'll see a hand cursor if the object is mouse active. In other words, if it has an event listener listening for a mouse event, then you'll see the hand cursor when you hover over that object. This is the default setting for button symbols, but not the default setting for movie clip symbols as well as sprites. And there's our basic SlideShowView class, so let's save the file and move on.